Hi, I wanted to share this amazing story about my uncle and aunt. And it's a story about death, so just a trigger warning: if you are sensitive about death stories, then this might not be the story for you. So, anyway, my aunt and uncle immigrated over from Italy as they're full Italians. Their children were full Italians and they only spoke Italian. And this is decades ago, and they got their citizenship. They learned English and they made a life here and have, built tile companies here and just made a huge, great life for themselves. And then later on down the road, now coming up to present day, my uncle, he had a stroke and it messed up his speech, so he couldn't speak English anymore. He could only speak in Italian, and he couldn't stop crying. He cried all day that he was awake. So they put him in a nursing home, and because he could only speak Italian, his wife moved in with him because she could speak Italian and, help facilitate the, communication. So he all of a sudden gets really sick and he starts going through the death process, and he's gonna pass away. And it was a relief to the family because all he did was cry and he was so sad. So as soon as his wife was told that this is it, that he's dying, she had a fit and says, no, he cannot go without me. I can't live here without him. He is not going there alone. I cannot be without him. And she got into bed and she laid down and she went unresponsive. They could not wake her up. And so they gave her some morphine and thought, and that woke her up. She woke up for a little bit, just long enough to, say some things to the family. And then her lungs filled up with fluid and she died 2 hours before her husband did. And she was able to be there for him to help him cross over so he wouldn't be scared. And so she just decided to die that day, and she did. She filled up with the fluid in her lungs with the pneumonia that she didn't have earlier that morning. So anyway, I'm sorry I don't look into the camera, but I don't do this very often either. But I really thought that was a miracle, a miracle of love, to see somebody being able to be so in love with somebody that they can't possibly imagine their life at all without them, that they can physically will themselves to die to help their loved one cross over so they wouldn't be scared, because he was so scared in the nursing home. She was afraid he'd be scared in heaven. And so she died first to help facilitate that. That is amazing. You don't see that that level of love or devotion very often. And it's a beautiful love story, and I'm sorry if I told it poorly. But I just wanted to remind everybody that life is short and it's precious, and love can be beautiful and deep. And I hope that I someday find that kind of love, because I have never found that kind of love in my life, and it's beautiful. So I wish you all well. Happy holidays. Thank you for listening.